If you look at this and the little voice in your head says, "Yeah, that seems right," then this video is for you. What if I told you that one of the most basic rules you learned in math class was a lie? A lie that has been quietly costing you points on every single test, every exam, maybe for years. It's not your fault. You were taught for a shortcut that's actually a trap. Today, we are exposing it. I'm going to show you the five biggest lies that your math teacher told you or didn't, and the simple truth that will fix your math mistakes forever. Let's start with the one that gets almost everyone. But before that, I want to ask you to quickly hit the subscribe button, like the video, and let us begin. And here we are. 1/3 plus 2/5 is equal to what? What do you think? Let me know. All right, so step one, 1 over 3 plus 2 over 5 is equal. We add 1 plus 2, then we add 3 plus 5, right? Because numerator plus numerator, denominator plus denominator. So we get 3 over 8. Is it right? If you said yes, then I'm sorry. The answer is actually no. This is not how it works. So what do we do then? So 1 over 3 plus 2 over 5, in order to add two fractions, we need to find same denominators. So we know the common denominator for 3 and 50 and 5 is 15, right? So we multiply the first fraction by 5 and we multiply the second fraction by 3. So we get 5 over 15 plus 6 over 15 because we need to have same denominators so that we can add them. Now finally, 5 plus 6 is equal to 11 and 15 remains the same. So denominator always stays the same if they have common denominator. And that, my friends, is how you add two fractions. All right, great job. Now we have a very common mistake. 5 minus and then in brackets x plus 2. Now, why this is a common mistake? What you usually start with is, x plus 2 is in brackets. Let us remove the brackets. So 5 minus, and then we copy x plus 2, right? So this would basically be equal to 5 and then plus 2, that is equal to 7, and then we copy minus x. So the final answer would be 7 minus x, right? Again, not quite right. There is a very common mistake happening over here. Now, what is the mistake? Let's start all over again. 5 minus and then in brackets x plus 2. We can imagine that there was negative 1 instead of brackets in front of brackets. So basically, when there is minus before brackets, then everything in brackets will change its sign. So it becomes 5 negative x and negative 2, right? Because 2 was positive and then it becomes negative. All right, now that we have 5 and negative 2, what is 5 minus 2? That is equal to 3. And then we copy minus x. And of course, that is right. So basically, whenever there is a minus before the brackets, it changes the sign of everything that's inside the brackets. So the final answer is 3 minus x. All right. We have the next one. X plus 5 over 5. What shall we start with here? What do you think? Give me your answers in the comments. So the first thing I see is x plus 5 over 5. I learned that in fractions I can simplify. 5 and 5 goes away, right? So we divide. 5 divided by 5 becomes 1. And then the other 5 divided by 5 becomes 1. And basically the final answer here will be x, right? Because 5 and 5 are gone. So we have only x. Is that right? Mm, it is not right again. It is not that easy. But basically, let us see how we actually have to do that. If we have x plus 5 over 5, you can simplify all or nothing. Basically, you can divide everything by 5 if there was a 5 together with x. There is no 5 with x. So, what you can do is split them. We can say x over 5, and then we can say 5 over 5. And now we know x over 5 cannot be simplified, plus 5 over 5 is equal to 1. So basically, x over 5 plus 1. That is how we simplify such fraction. And just for you, I have a bonus example for you. 15x plus 5 is equal to 20. We can see that 15 and 5 are divisible by 5. So 5 goes out. And then what do we have in brackets? 3x plus 1. Aha, 5 and 20 can be simplified. 5 divided by 5 is 1, 20 divided by 5 is 4. So the final answer is 3x plus 4. On my channel, you can find the full video on how to do such questions. All right, let me know in the comments how well you're doing so far. Okay, we have the next one. X plus 6 is equal to 10. First equation that you have ever seen, right? First thing we do, and what our teachers usually tell you, is cross the bridge. So we get positive 6. We want to switch it to the other side so that we have our x by itself. If I switch 6 to the other side, then we basically have 10 plus 6. So then we can say, 10 plus 6 is equal to 16. So x is equal to 16. And of course, as expected, unfortunately, it is not right. Okay, then what is right actually? I know that I have to switch 6 to the other side, right? Because we have to keep our x by itself. But be careful. If you switch positive 6 to the other side, then if it switches the side, it switches the sign as well. So positive 6 becomes negative 6. Aha. So now we have 10 minus 6, which we know is equal to 4. So the final answer is 4. And that is the correct answer because we know that 4 plus 6 is equal to 10. Great job so far. All right, the last question for today. In this question here, I would say that many grade 8 and 9 students get it wrong. You know what I do first? X plus 3 to the power of 2. What students usually do is x to the power of 2 plus 3 to the power of 2, right? So we can say x to the power of 2 is x squared plus 3 to the power of 2, and that is equal to 9. Is that right? What do you think? Of course, it is not right because there are some steps that we missed over here. Okay, but what do we do then? How do we solve it? X plus 3 to the power of 2 basically can be written as x plus 3 multiplied by x plus 3, right? Because it's squared. When you multiply everything by everything, then you get x squared plus 6x plus 9. And that is, my friends, the only correct way to answer this question. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching the video. And please, one more time, like, subscribe the channel so that you can watch more videos and then basically crash in your next math exam. See you next time. Bye.